Hi, I'm going to go through with you how to fit the Handwheel kit for your Studio frame, Studio 2 frame, Gallery 2 frame, or indeed your Littlefoot frame in certain situations. So you might be replacing your existing handwheel, or more likely the case, you're adding a second handwheel to the backing bar on your frame, which is a very useful thing to do. So make sure you choose the correct kit for your frame. If you've got the Littlefoot or the Studio frame, you will need the Studio 2 frame handwheel kit. And if you are a Forte, Fusion or Infinity owner who has the Gallery frame, you will need to get the Gallery frame kit. So this is the box it comes in. And the contents include a parts list and some instructions, the new handwheel that you have, and the new insert that you need to make it work with the new handwheel. So the only tool you will need is this spanner. The spanner will have come with your frame, either the Littlefoot or the Gallery or the Studio 2 frame. And we're going to be using this section here. Or if you've got one, even better would be a ratchet mechanism like this one. This is a 17mm socket. And if possible, use the longer socket if you have one. Now we need that to take the old section off your existing rail. So here's an example rail with the existing fitting. The way this works is that by tightening this nut, it tightens a section inside the pole. And when you take this off, it is going to be probably very difficult to get the old fitting off. So we're going to loosen this. I've already loosened it with the spanner. But let's take these items off. I would keep these because some of them might be useful spares. We're going to need to reuse the cog mechanism. And then we've got the two sections that are holding this in place. Now that's going to be fairly tight. Now the way that I get it out is with a hammer or something, just tap on the end of this. That's gone inside the pole, which is okay, but we can take that out and then tilt this to take out the other section. So the way this works is that this goes inside the pole, this goes on top of it, and by tightening this nut, it's spreading this flange here inside the pole, which is why it can be quite difficult to get off. So we won't need this one anymore because we're going to use the new one, which is very similar, but has a longer thread on here to accommodate the new handwheel. So to fit it in place, the first thing I'm going to do is to leave the nut on here, but push down to release these two sections. That can go inside the pole. And now, holding this with one hand, I'm going to pull here. So that's secured inside the pole. Let's take these items off, because the first thing we need to do is to put on the cog. Now the cog has got 3 holes in it here, which need to be located on the 3 lugs on here. Make sure that's in place. The next thing to put in place is the washer. The large washer goes on here. If you had 2 large washers or more on your previous fitment, make sure you put the same number back as you took off. Then this V-groove bearing goes on next. And then we can put the handwheel on. Now the handwheel has got inside this little insert here. And there are 3 lugs on this side, which fit into 3 lugs or 3 sockets in here. And it's very, very important to get that lined up. So let me line that up and push it in place. And once you're certain that that's in place, we can put the handwheel on. Then the small washer goes on here. Now the nuts. And now we need to tighten this up. So tightening it up will tighten the entire mechanism inside the rail. And once you think it's tight, tighten it some more. You want to keep tightening it. It's very important that this stays very, very tight inside the rail. I would actually need to do this a little bit more. Ideally, I want to see almost a centimetre of spare thread coming out the outside here tighten it as much as you can, but make sure everything is secure in place. Then you've got your new hand wheel fitted and you can put it back on your frame. There we go.